heart. Things that I wanted to point out. Um, the dividing of the Hispanic and Filipino workers, you know, to like hold back unionization, but also like create divide between the groups is kind of similar to, I don't know, it seems like a common theme, not even just in the book, but like in current day real life, the splitting of different minority groups so they see each other as enemies rather than people being oppressed by the greater overall group doing the oppressing. And I think that, like, seeing as it's happening in like the 1920s, 1930s when this book is happening, it just really shows that it's so kind of stemmed into, American history to divide up different ethnic groups and different races to keep them from being on the same team. And I think part of that is fear because, like, even not just fear of like people of color teaming up together to fight their oppressors, but also the fear of, in this case, the fear of unionization. They're worried that, together they can have a stronger case, I guess. Um, I was also surprised that like tarring and feathering was still around. Like people did that. I thought that was kind of a thing that only happened in like the 1800s and like colonial American times, like during the Revolutionary War and stuff. Um, that was super upsetting, I guess, to see that people were still doing it. That whole kidnapping scene kind of was not great. I feel like Carlos gets injured a lot. Like a majority of this book, he's either sick or injured, which is kind of unfortunate for him because I feel like that's giving him a lot of disadvantages in situations where he's already disadvantaged. Um, Also, from like the earlier chapters in the book, it kind of seemed like Carlos was uncomfortable around women, or like women, he didn't know how to act around them. But now he's having a lot of interactions with different women, like very quickly, one upon the next. And I can't tell if it seems that that means that he's more comfortable with them or if he's just kind of like maybe not comfortable emotionally, but like I don't know. It just, his relationship with women seems difficult to understand, and it also seems kind of weird because he really seems to be falling like in love with women that he meets quickly, which doesn't seem right to me. Like with Marion, I think that's her, Marion, that's her name, the white lady who dies that takes him in after he got beat up by the white men. The fact that she wanted someone just, to care for it doesn't sit right with me. And the fact that he just kind of fell in love with her because she showed him attention and started caring for him also kind of seems kind of like Stockholmy. Not maybe not Stockholm syndrome, but it just doesn't seem like a good basis for their relationship. And I know that she dies, so it doesn't really matter that much. That, but it just, I don't. He seems kind of naive in a lot of senses when it comes to relationships between people, like personal, intimate relationships. But he does kind of well in like big settings where, like, like they're unionizing and like organizing and fighting like against people. Those are just things that I've noticed. Oh, also the whole Helen situation where he just like punched her, that also seemed kind of off to me because based off of how I've perceived how I thought that he felt about women, he doesn't seem like someone that would punch a woman, you know? That's